does what she wants and she looks cool doing it.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Chill Out podcast. I'm back with Demi. How are you? I'm so glad that you're back.
Hey everyone, it's good to be back. I'm doing well. How are you? It's nice to see you again.
I know, I feel like we can literally chat for hours and hours on end. There's always something to say. So I'm really excited to have you back on. And obviously, the podcast episodes that are the mostly downloaded are the ones with you on.
I'm so glad.
So I'm really glad about that.
I don't want to tarnish your podcast channel, you know.
No, definitely not. But so we obviously had a conversation and you mentioned that you were feeling a bit uninspired lately, you're in a loop. So tell me how you've been feeling and what's been happening.
Yeah, so I think overall, you know, same old vibes. I have my health and everything, but I just feel for maybe the last 2 months or maybe a month, I've been just in a funk and just feeling like I'm on survival mode. I'm just trying to get through the day, just trying to, you know, survive, survival mode. And just kind of in a funk, just going through the motions, not really experiencing life, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
just kind of going through in a haze in a way. So I don't know, I've just been feeling very stagnant lately. And yeah, it's not a great feeling. And you never know, sometimes you don't know what the cause is, or is it just a bad season? I don't know. So yeah, that's just been a little bit overall life's good, you know, there's nothing going wrong, but it just feels very stagnant at the moment.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There was literally solid 2 months where I felt super demotivated and I just didn't want to do anything. And I feel sometimes you also get into your own head too much, and then that's how I am. And then all of a sudden everything feels things are caving in. For me, I personally sometimes I care too much about how other people perceive me. Then that plays in my head, and then I'm what am I doing in my life, and all of that type of stuff, and then it kind of keeps you stuck. So you don't actually have that you're not in the vibe to get out there and do things. You just feel you want to be alone. And I do that a lot. I tend to push people away, and I just want to be in my own world.
But it's so interesting because you say for the last 2 months you've been feeling this way, and obviously no one ever knows how someone else is actually feeling. But I would have never said looking at your your uploads and your Instagram stories and stuff, you look so you're active on your socials, and you would never think that you're actually feeling that way.
I was literally actually going to ask you this question. I was thinking about this in the car on the way here. I was going to be how do you perceive me?
Yeah, because it seems from my perspective, obviously I we've spoken about it before, I'm not a creator, so I just consume your stuff. So from my standpoint, it's oh, you're posting every week, you have new pictures come out, you look you're really enjoying yourself. But I'm sure from your side it feels more it's just something you have to do to run the page, the same way with a job where you just yes, at work you show up, you do your stuff and you perform, and no one would ever say that you're actually struggling internally because you're doing the stuff you need to do. So it's so interesting to see that. It just shows how social media can hide the way you're actually feeling, because I would never say you got your new website that's coming up, it seems you are very motivated, but you never actually know from a standpoint, I don't know, are you actually posting pictures that you took months ago when you did feel better, and just you know, trying to keep the momentum, but you feel stuck at the same time. So it's a really interesting topic, and the reason this came up was because we were trying to come up with an episode, and I was you know what, I actually don't know if I have anything to talk about, because I don't feel anything has my interest. I don't feel I'm inspired. Nothing's
I know what you mean.
mattering at the moment, if that makes sense. So I'm well, that's actually a really good topic, because I'm sure a lot of people feel that way, and I'm let's turn our inspiration into inspiration or something.
It's a relatable thing, and I wanted to ask you how you perceive me, because you know, everyone has different perceptions of everyone else. But when I post on social media, it's usually when I am in a good mood.
Yeah.
When I'm not on the app, when I don't post or I'm not on YouTube, that's when things are reach its kind of its peaking point, and I just need to be by myself and reset. So when I am posting, I am in a really good space, but it's almost that feeling where you're trying to, what's the word? Compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize.
Yes, that.
one of those.
Something like that. Yeah. Where you kind of like disassociate from like
just separate.
From what you're like actually dealing with, and you're just trying to like do what you need to do. So that also like plays a role in it. But usually I don't like to film content or like do things if I don't feel like it. Like I don't have the mental capacity to even fake it.
Because then it feels like a chore also. Like you don't want your passion, like your podcast and everything is your passion. You don't want it to feel like
inauthentic.
Like it's work. Well. It is work, of course, but you also, if you're passionate about the work, then it won't feel like it is. So you also don't want to like overwork yourself when you're not feeling like it, which is why I think like when you feel unmotivated and uninspired, you kind of also still put a pressure on yourself, even though like you can't. It's not working, and sometimes you do need to actually just step back so that you can get back into being creative, because like creativity needs space to, form and whatever. So but it's just so interesting that you said it, because also like with the posting, like you can feel good for an hour in that day and you post in that hour, but then the next 20 hours you don't feel like yourself actually. So because it's a moment in time when you're posting. So to me, it looks like you're feeling motivated, but it was maybe the first 10 minutes of you waking up that morning. You're like, okay, I want to post. But then the rest of the day, like, you don't actually know how that person's feeling after they've posted that. So.
Yeah, because like I had this conversation with my dad as well, because he will, like, when I speak to him, I'll be asking him for advice, and I'm like, I'm probably the most honest, like, with him, and then obviously with you, because we have a lot of personal convos. But he's like, but you were like, on your podcast, you were speaking about like this and that and like mental health and like what you're doing, and then now like you're different. And I'm like, I don't think people understand that like you can feel good for a moment, and I definitely try and like squeeze any bit of joy out of like a day that I can. But then you do have those moments where you're like, I actually don't feel that great about myself. Like I don't want to do anything.
It's a cycle. Like you feel good, then you don't feel so good, and then you go back to feeling good, and then you actually almost drive yourself crazy a little bit. Like, well, yesterday I wasn't feeling this way, so why all of a sudden today do I feel this way? And then like you kind of feel fake maybe, or like a fraud. But it's like a natural thing. Like you can't always be happy, you can't always be motivated. Like our brains aren't wired that way. It would be exhausting eventually. Like you would just burn out, I feel like. So I mean, it's so normal to feel this way, but I think in like this economy or whatever, productivity is so valued that when you're not being productive, you don't feel like you're adding value to anything.
Feel guilty.
And you don't, not any less of value as a person because you're not working on a side hustle, or you're not like doing the most every single day. You know, like we're all human. We all need to like rest and just be,
No, I totally feel you. And like the thing is, when it comes to like, obviously when I was feeling like that, I felt very like I was in like my lazy girl era.
Yeah.
So like I was just like taking my time. I was just like rotting away in bed.
Yeah.
Like I was literally just like going to the beach and like just like being by myself, and like I choose to be by myself as why I like it. But I almost feel now, like now that I've had some time off, like I feel more like motivated, like a little bit better than I did before. Not like super like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna change the world, but like I feel a bit like I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
And I feel like you just have to keep like pushing forward.
Yeah.
So like I don't want to be like I don't want to be stuck in that mindset.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do whatever I can to get out of it.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, like, obviously you were feeling like really uninspired lately. Like, has anything made you feel like that? Like, what have you done to like get out of it?
I think like the last 2 months,
because I need tips.
like I know I also need tips.
Like I need tips.
I was on TikTok last night, like how to get out of a funk, what to do when you're like not feeling motivated.
I love content that tells me how to live
like what
life.
like you need to tell me, because I can't always like, but sometimes you also in your head too much, like sometimes you just need to feel. But anyways, that's another topic. But I don't know, I think like we did go through like a kind of a stressful thing at work.
Definitely.
And I think sometimes you're on a good track and like you feeling, just like good, and then something will happen and you kind of spiral back into like
survival mode.
Yes, because now you're just kind of trying to stay above it and work, and like I think just things got too hectic too quickly. And even though you and I weren't directly affected, still like workload was affected and stuff, and like
and obviously we feel for people.
Yeah, of course. Like it was a very big emotional thing that happened, and I'm also the type of person that will like put it aside to work just so I can survive the day. Like when everything happened, it was just kind of like, okay, I just have to shut down and like do work.
Same, yeah.
And like you kind of have to feel that way, but then it's no longer a coping mechanism. Like it's okay to do it for a little bit to survive in that moment, but eventually you need to come out of it or it becomes really bad. So I just think in the last 2 months, like just for the stress of that and just, you know, a lot of people's identity is tied to work because you're there so much. So I think also just my identity got a little bit, and my mind and my thought process was just work, where like that isn't who you are only. So I think that just that routine and that survival mode just for the last month or two has been like, you know,
terrible
it gets into your
like
personal life and everything like that. And even though like I had like some really fun events that I went to like the last week or two, like the birthdays and whatever, I couldn't be like fully in the moment. Even though it was nice to have like a distraction and to actually like live life outside of work, I feel like it still followed me a little bit because I was still very much just survival mode. Like I just wanted to get through it in a way. And it's not a nice feeling to live life like a robot and just see like, I don't know. So yeah, I think it's just the last month or two, just that like stressful situation. And like obviously life is getting so expensive, like money's a stress. Like I'm fine, I'm eating, you know, like I'm not like, you know, but it's just like that thought of like you don't have job security anymore, like money's going to become an issue maybe if something happens. I just think there was a bunch of stresses that at the like a month or two ago when all of this happened, like just started piling up. And then yeah, because you're in such a survival mode, like your hobbies and everything get pushed to the side, like your relationships get pushed to the side, like you don't invest as much in like friends or family and that because you're just isolated, which isolating, sometimes you do need to have the time, but sometimes it actually works against you and you need to like come out of it. So I don't know, I just like everything just happened, you know, and it just
no, I know what you mean
together.
Like it's not nice to live in survival mode, and obviously your natural instinct is like if something happens you're gonna think about like 500 ways for like to like solve the issue and like prepare yourself and like get it done, which I think is really good. Like I'm glad we're both like that. But I know what you mean, like when you eventually get into like a pattern of like you're in like a fight or flight mode like all the time, and then you can't even like relax.
You can't switch off.
And then it's like you're living life and then you kind of have to get back into that routine again. So you don't actually have the time to really reset and like enjoy the moment, like go for drinks, like laugh,
because you're
like,
just thinking about everything.
And it's not fun. Like you like I know in my life, like I really seek very simple things. Like I seek like stability, and not in like a boring way, but like I want things to be like a good foundation, so that I'm able to like do what I need to do. But I know what you mean. Like lately it's just been terrible, honestly.
Is that how you also like the last 2 months you said you've also not feeling very motivated? Like
I think also being like in an environment where like you put so much, like you said, of your identity in like a job, and like it's obviously not something that I'm really the best at. Like you're likely very good at a lot of things,
but you're good at like other things, you know. So.
But the thing is, it's like when you tie your self-esteem to like a job as
and your
value, and you're constantly being told like not directly, but like basically you suck, you're not good at it, like what are you doing, you're doing this and that wrong, and then you're constantly in the same environment, like you start to believe those things, and then you don't want to do anything else because you're like, why am I even trying?
Your self-esteem, like that negative self-talk comes into play and stuff. Like it's not a nice environment.
So now that I had like a decent amount of time off, like I could actually get into a routine and like kind of get my head right.
Sometimes it's just perspective as well. Like you need to sometimes step away from work to realize that there's more to life than that. Like you have your passions and like you have family and friends and a life outside of work. Like yes, you're at work pretty much half your life or half the day, like your week, but like there is other things that are going on in life, and like you can't always push it aside. Like sometimes you need to push work aside for like your own health and just realize like it's just a job. I'm just trying to pay my bills. Like it's not who I am.
And like
it's difficult to separate sometimes.
And I love working. Like I don't really have like, obviously both of us don't have like responsibility in terms of like kids, or like we're not married. You're obviously in like a relationship, but there's like nothing that is like that I go home to every night, for example. So like work has always been something that I can like put my energy into. Like I'm able to like focus. I love working. I like being productive. But like when you in an environment that constantly makes you feel not good enough,
It's not a place to grow either. Like you want to be growing and bettering yourself, but when you just keep being put down, how do you grow in an environment like that that's like pushing you down the whole time, you know?
So I think taking time for yourself is like just to put things in, like you said, into perspective and like figure out what do I value?
Yeah.
Like I like who I am. Like how am I gonna like keep on going? I think it's very important.
Definitely.
So I want to ask you, what are a few things that you do to get yourself out of a funk? And then explain to me like your daily routine, but like not when you're working, like on an off day.
Okay. Okay, let's start with the routine first, I think, so that I can like, I don't know, my brain's just wanting to
tell us like everything.
So like, I guess for the last little bit of like that whole unmotivated thing, my routine on an off day, like I actually don't even look forward to my off days that much anymore, because I'm like, I don't have anything planned, like especially when we're off in the week. And I used to love those days because I could go do whatever I wanted. I could go to the shops, I could read, I could walk, and I would whatever. But I don't even have that.
I know, it's like such a nice vibe.
Exactly.
Even now. Like, I love this.
Like I don't have the motivation to do those like little things that I used to enjoy on my off days. Like when I get up, the only thing I think about is how many chores I have to do. I need to do the dishes, I need to sweep, I need to mop, I need to clean the bathroom, I need to do laundry, and my whole off day just becomes chores that I need to get done because I didn't have the motivation during the work week to do it. I didn't have the energy. And then once I'm done with all of that, I'm so tired after like exerting myself that like I don't have motivation to go for my walk or go to canal walk and shop or whatever. So like my routine basically for my off days is chores, which is not like a way to live, you know. Obviously on the days where we have like a weekend off with people, like normal people, I want to say, then it's filled with like seeing family and seeing friends and needing to go to this event and needing to go to this gathering that I still don't feel like I can breathe on my off days. So that's kind of that. It's not, I don't even really have a routine. Like I literally get up, drink coffee, do my chores. And then for the rest of the day, I'll literally just like rot on the couch on TikTok or read. Like reading is the one thing I at least know I can look forward to. But sometimes even then it's just like, I can't physically do anything else. So I read because I don't have the energy. And it's just like a way to escape, which is also not always very healthy. Like there needs to be a balance. So lately on my off days, it's literally just feed myself and do my laundry and, you know, that kind of thing, which hasn't been like a very nice feeling, which again has been that survival mode. I'm just doing things that I know I have to do, get it out of the way. So like that's why I've been feeling this way, because my off days are it's the same thing every single day, like work's the same thing every single day. So I eventually like decided I've had enough. Like I don't want to feel this way anymore. So one of the ways that I kind of try to get out of that survival mode or like out of the funk is to completely change my scenery, completely change my routine. Even if I'm doing the same routine, just literally switch it around like the way I do it. So I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I ended up saying to Brandon on one of my off days, he needed to go into Stellenbosch, but he was going to go in the next morning to like fetch papers or something. And then I was like, why don't we just go do it now? Like we'll be able to go in before traffic starts and get out, like we can still have a coffee and everything like that. Like it was literally like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Normally by that time, if I haven't made plans to do something, I don't do anything for the rest of the day. And I was like, you know what, like I need to get out of this house. Like I'm drowning in this house, in my chores. I don't care that I have dishes in the sink. I need to be out. So we ended up going to Stellenbosch for the day. And like, obviously Stellenbosch is like only 40 minutes away, but it's not somewhere that I go all the time. Like I've gone a handful of times in the last few months.
They have nice stores there.
Right? So that's why I was like, I just need to be not in this like 5-kilometer radius anymore. Like I need to get out. And I was like, the last time I went like out of this area was when I went to that wedding in April or something. And it's like, okay, it's not that long ago, but I've been in the same environment for like months and weeks at a time. So I was like, I need to get out. So I ended up convincing him like, let's go now so you don't have to get up early tomorrow morning to do it. And that just made me feel right. It was just so nice. And like, I'm not a very spontaneous person. I can be when I want to, but I'm not normally. Like I also like my routine and to know what's going to happen. So then we ended up going there. I got to see his new lab. Like I got to see like all of the new stuff. And it just was a nice change. I'm like, I actually did something on my off day that was for me as like just something I wanted to do, and I wasn't stuck at home doing dishes the whole day. So it was just a nice break. But then I ended up kind of falling back into that a little bit. And then I wasn't really necessarily working on it. But then last week again, Brandon was like, I'm going into Stellenbosch tomorrow morning. I only need to work for an hour. Do you want to come with me? And then we had to kind of leave early-ish. And I'm like, it's my off day. I don't really want to leave early. But I was like, you know what? I need to get out of the house again. Like, let me just go with him.
The thing is, once you're up early, I also have that. Once you're up early and you actually start when the day starts,
you
actually
feel so much
really
better.
good,
Yeah, like there's days you obviously need to sleep in because you're very tired or whatever, but to do it all the time is also not good. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get up early on my off day. Yes, it's my like Sunday or the day before we go back. But I was like, I need to get out. And like I wore like an outfit that I hadn't like worn in a very long time. Like I felt like, oh, I want to dress up a little bit, like, you know, whatever. We went to Jack's Bagels, which is a restaurant there. We had a walk around. We went to the like botanical garden. Like we were technically supposed to be working, but he only had like an hour of work to do.
Yeah.
So like we made a day of it. And then I was like, you know what? I want to learn a new skill. I just got like so inspired. So now we started baking. I was like, I want to learn to do icing and like designs and stuff because I need to do something creative. Mm-hmm. So I made like buttercream icing for the buttercream icing for the first time ever. We came home at like 3:00 and I'm like, we're gonna bake. Like we were discussing it while we were there, but I was like, it's late afternoon. That's so unlike me to start something productive so late in the day because I'm like, I'll leave it for like when we have a full day or whatever. So we got our ingredients. We did buttercream icing. We made like purple icing. We made like cupcakes from scratch, not like the box mix or anything. And it was really nice. The cupcakes didn't come out that nice, but it was still really fun to just start like practicing.
Wait, what was wrong with them? Was it not like...
Like my piping technique's not very good.
Oh, wait, so it was just... But it tasted good.
No, it tasted amazing.
That's all I care about.
The buttercream icing...
I love...
it was really, really good. And we added like cocoa powder, so it was like a chocolate buttercream icing. It tasted amazing, but like I wanted to learn piping skills, so I bought like a piping bag thing and all of that. Like we went to the little Chinatown here, and I got like stuff for cakes and whatever. And we were just like making like little designs, and it just felt like really inspiring. And after all of that, I'm like, oh my word, I want to make a coffin cake for Halloween. I want to make this kind of cake for my birthday. Yeah, how cool. Like I'm going to use a bread pan, then like cut it in the coffin and like make black icing and stuff. So I like all of the ideas started kind of rolling in. You just needed that like push over. And like, yes, it's not something that's going to make me money or a side hustle, but it's something I'm learning for myself.
Yeah.
To be creative, to not think about anything else, like you in the moment when you ice, like you know, whatever. Even if you're not good at it, it takes practice. And then we made brownies on Sunday as well. God. Like I have some you can have.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not my type of brownie that I like. Like I like a really, really soft, like spongy brownie, but this one's like crisp on the outside, gooey on the inside.
Oh, that's I like
okay,
that.
Cool. I'll give you one. So like
that.
From scratch, I've literally never made brownies in my life. So I just needed like that change in scenery, that change in routine. Like that Thursday I was going to use to do chores the whole day, which is like who wants to do that on their off day?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck the chores. You can bleep that out. Like I'm going to do something on my off day that I want to do that, you know? So that just like that change. And like, I've got a bunch of stuff I've saved for like making new cakes, and like I'm making cakes. I want to make a cake for my birthday, like a pink heart shaped cake. And like, I'm going to go get edible glitter and stuff on the weekends.
You should try and make one of those, like, have you seen those vintage looking cakes? Like
I haven't.
Typical, but I'll send you like a video.
Okay, yeah.
Because actually really like cool with the
practice.
piping.
Yes. So yeah, and then like for Brandon's birthday, we want to do cupcakes. I want to do like Christmas things. And like, I was just like, all of these little ideas were coming to me. And before I hadn't had like a creative thought in ages, like, you know, so it was just nice to kind of also get into that, like things you were interested in as a kid. Like I used to love baking with my mom and stuff. And like, you need to sometimes go back to the things you enjoyed as a kid that you just enjoyed for the sake of it, not to make money, not because you had to do it, just purely for enjoyment. So I feel like now that I've got like a little spark of creativity, I feel a little bit more out of my routine, more out of my funk. And like I have something else to think about that's not just like work or chores. So I think that change in scenery and change in routine, like it just snaps something and it just gets the ball rolling. So that's probably my biggest like tip for getting out of like your lazy girl funk or whatever, is literally just like change. You don't need to even do something like as dramatic as taking an hour drive, but just go to like a mall you haven't gone to, like that's out of your area, that's not like the same 5 shops you go to every week. Literally. You know, like just to see new stuff.
It's kind of sad in a way, like listening to you like speaking, just like because it's so relatable, because I feel like we start out like in life with like this beautiful like hope, and like we have like this child,
all the possibilities
like we have this childlike wonder like about things, and we just have like these fresh eyes, and then you go through like experiences or like you have hard times and you kind of get like jaded.
Yeah.
And it like affects like everything. Like, and it's sad because like now like we've been wanting to be adults.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I don't want to anymore.
I don't want to. And I feel like you're like dealing with so much like, it's like so much to take on. And like I feel like it is very important to just try and like find those moments.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like we're meant to be like unhappy in life.
No, of course not.
I feel like we should be happy and look for things, but it's sad.
Yeah.
So I obviously asked you about your daily routine and then a few things on how to get out of a funk. So like you spoke a little bit about like your turning point, but was it just like the continuous like routine of like spending your time at home in the same environment that made you like be like, no, I need to get out?
Yeah, sometimes you just like, you don't realize it for a little bit. I don't know if you're the same, like you'll be in survival mode and you don't realize you're in that mode because obviously you're just trying to get through the day. But I noticed I'm in this mode when I was no longer excited about my days off. I was just excited to not have to work anymore, but there wasn't actually anything I was looking forward to. Like normally on a day when we off during the week, like I'm like, okay, I can do whatever I wanted. I can go wherever I want. There's no traffic. People are at work. The shops are empty. I can literally do whatever I want to do. And then I was like, there's nothing I actually want to do. There's nothing I feel like I don't want to go to the library. I don't want to go anywhere. So like once I started not enjoying my off days, you know, I was like, okay, there's something that's not right. You know, I should be looking forward to my free time. But because I wasn't filling my free time up with anything that I liked, I just didn't enjoy it anymore.
Yeah,
so like
I know what you mean. Like I spent 2 weeks, so my routine was I would go to work, then if I was working like a morning shift, I would go home first, and then I would go to gym later on, and then I would spend my off days literally just waking up in the morning. I felt like, I can't even explain to you how you feel. Like you just wake up and you're grateful for the new day, but at the same time you're like, I don't have anything pulling me out of bed. Like I don't have anything pulling me out of bed, and it's like I don't want to feel like that.
No, you want a purpose.
And then I feel like annoyed with myself because I don't know, I get annoyed with myself that I feel this way.
Yeah.
But so then I would wake up, I would shower, and then I would get my laptop, and then I would just lay on my bed and like watch hours of like, I've been getting into NCIS again.
Okay.
So I literally started watching from like season 1, and I would just binge watch that show like on all of my off days. And I would just like rot away in my room. And that's like my only, like that's my routine. And like, I didn't even want to go in my car like to the mall. I like walking around the mall. I like window shopping. I like going to the beach. I just didn't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So like you kind of just like do things like when you're like watching TV, it like takes your mind off.
Yeah, you're just trying to
distract
numb
yourself.
your brain,
and numb yourself from whatever you're feeling, because it's just easy that way. And then you carry on again the next day. And then you go to work.
Thing, over and over and over.
But then I think to myself, like I'm 29, like I'm 30 next year. And like I don't want to waste time. Like it's okay to like have those days where you chill, and I do that, but like I don't want to waste any like time like being stuck in these feelings.
You don't want to blink also, and you're like in your retirement age, and you're like, you know, I didn't do all those things I wanted to do when I was young. I didn't travel, I didn't experience things, because like life does go very fast. Like we're already halfway through the year. I feel like the year just started.
It's crazy.
But like I think also with us like distracting ourselves all the time, the days pass so quickly because we don't even notice it passing. So that's why like it's good to like fill your time up with things that you're passionate about. And also that work-life balance. If you're not passionate about something outside of work, then it's just going to be work. Even on your off days, you're trying to numb yourself because you don't want to think about work. So like you don't actually get the rest and the break that your brain needs to go back to work and like do what you need to do, because you just don't have anything else. You know, it's very like, I don't know, it's so tiring and exhausting at the same time, but like you're not doing anything, so how can you be tired? And you go through this like, you know, cycle. But yeah, I don't know, I think it's just like also being on your phone and stuff a lot is also not great. Like I know when I'm in a really bad funk, I'm probably on my phone too much and I'm scrolling TikTok like for hours at a time. Like the little reminder comes up like, you've been scrolling for an hour, and I'm like, whatever. And then you just keep going. So like, yeah, I think that also puts you in a funk. So it's a lot of the times when I'm feeling that way, I also try to put my phone away for the day and like literally leave it in my bedroom so that I can just do other stuff and not be like splitting my brain between all these other things that you're trying to think of and just be like in the moment, and just I put on my music, and even if I am cleaning, I'm still trying to at least like enjoy the music and just like be in the moment. So sometimes like your funk is just because you're so like inside your mind, you're not noticing what's happening around you.
You don't have perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Which isn't a healthy place to be, like in your mind all the time. So like, yeah, that's also like another thing I like to do is like put off the electronics and stuff, and like maybe not watch as much TV or not be on my phone as much, and just like be, you know?
Yeah. No, sometimes when I like a few things that I do when I know that I'm getting to a point where like I don't want to do anything, like when I know that I'm not even excited to like make a skincare video.
Yeah. Which is your favorite.
Yeah, like I love making skincare videos and like stuff like that. So when I notice like certain things about myself changing, then something that really, really helps me, and I know it sounds like really cliche because like everyone knows that like working out helps.
Yeah.
But like even just going to the gym and like going on the treadmill, like even if you're just going there for like 20 minutes, you're like pushing yourself to do something that's like out of your comfort zone and out of your head, and like it like kind of like eases it a little bit because the next day it's a little bit easier. The next day you do a little bit more. So that really, really helps me a lot because I feel way more, I don't know what it is about working out. Like I was going to ask you this as well, because like once you're done with the workout, you feel more like confident. And you also like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Like I have this type of like
a boost.
I have like a confidence boost that like I can't explain. And it's like something that you crave. Like so like I like to be consistent, but it's such an amazing feeling. I can't explain it.
I have also one of the things like that I wrote down about a funk is like just move. Doesn't matter. You don't have to do a whole routine. You don't need to look up a video on YouTube. Dance. Take a walk, like literally do jumping jacks if you want to. That flow, like we are supposed to move all the time, like as humans, you know, like we're not supposed to be sitting at a desk. So like you need to move, go for a walk. Like that's why I love walking down to the Checkers. It's literally like, you know, 5 minutes.
I love walking,
but just to like, sometimes I'm like, I need to get out of the house. I need to be in fresh air. You don't need to do a 5-kilometer run. You don't need to do anything crazy. Dance, like put on some of your favorite music.
Yeah, like put on some Dua Lipa.
Yeah, literally, like sometimes you just need to be like free and like just move your body. And I think that sometimes, again, like when you're sitting on your phone the whole time, when you on the computer working all the time, even on your laptop, you're in that position for hours, like you're not supposed to be. And that makes you feel more lazy and more lethargic. Like you need to get your blood flowing, the endorphins going and everything, which exercise scientifically is proven to do, which is that feeling of feeling motivated afterwards.
Yeah, but like even something that's helped me, and I'm not like a makeup girl, but I do like, I've been getting into it a lot lately, and I feel like if I maybe like do my hair or I put a little bit of makeup on and like I just go to the shop, like there's just something, it's like an energy that you just feel like you like doing something for yourself, you feel really like put together. And it just helps like a lot.
Yeah, another thing of like getting out of the funk is like just kind of dressing up or doing something new with your hair or like whatever, just to make, because I think your self-esteem also, it goes down when you're in that funk, because you like have that negative self-talk of like, oh, you're so lazy, you're not doing anything productive, like why are you like this, whatever. Like everyone would like gets those thoughts from time to time. So do something to take care of yourself, to be kind to yourself. Do the full shower where you shave and you exfoliate, you do a face, like I did that yesterday. I did the face mask with the under eyes and everything. So like I need to do something for myself, wash my hair, like brush it out, detangled it, put like whatever in it. Sometimes
I love washing my hair as well.
I know, it makes you feel like a new person.
And
I know sometimes like when you're in a funk, you're not necessarily like, oh, I really don't feel like doing this today, I don't feel like whatever. So just run a nice bath. Like you don't have to do the everything. It is a lot of energy some days, but just like do something nice for yourself. Be kind to yourself, because that negative self-talk is just going to put you in more of a slump. So sometimes you just need to be kind to yourself in those situations and allow yourself to feel the feelings, you know. But do something nice for yourself. Get a bath bomb, like, you know, that kind really of thing, cool. Like the aromatherapy and all of that. Just do something nice for yourself, because like you need to love yourself. I know this is like a, you know, but like you need to take care of yourself. Like you deserve to feel good and healthy and cared for, even if it's something basic like floss. If you haven't flossed in a very long time, you know, you need to also just like take care of yourself. So I think like the everything shower kind of makes you feel a little bit better, and it's also kind of productive in a way, but in a relaxing way, if that makes sense. So I don't know, but that's also kind of like a change your routine like vibe, you know. Straighten your hair if you haven't straightened it in a long time.
Exactly.
Blow dry it, curl it if you haven't. You don't have to do it every single week, but just change it up a little bit just to feel better about yourself, you know.
So do you feel like you're starting to feel a bit better now?
Yeah, I think so. Like I'm feeling more motivated to like, obviously like the baking. Like I'm also someone that once I get into like a hobby, I kind of like fully go into it. I get obsessed,
but
and I like watch.
You're a competitive person, which is
Yeah,
good.
like I like to perfect things, but that's why also with like the cupcakes, like I did it really bad. But I was actually like, you know what, I'm not trying to make money, I'm not trying to do anything, I just want to make it. And I'm someone that will like, if I don't do something right, I get upset and I want to practice and I want to get good at it. But which isn't always a bad thing. But now with the cupcakes and like the cakes and whatever, I'm having like all these ideas. I'm like, you know what, it's gonna take practice, but like I'm not gonna get good at it if I don't practice. So I'm gonna try and have fun with it. So I don't like that's been nice. Like I think I am like more out of my funk, and I also think like you and I haven't hung out in a while. I haven't seen a lot of my friends, and like hanging out with people also sometimes just takes you out of that space. So like I've been isolating a little bit. Like I've been seeing like, you know, people, but it hasn't been, I don't know, I've still been in my head too much. So yeah, I think I am starting to like come out of that a little bit. You know, like now when I do chores, it doesn't feel like, oh, it's taking up my whole day. I'll rather just spend the morning and then know that in the like afternoon, I'm going to do something that I want to do for myself. So yeah, just breaking that routine. I think I am coming like slowly out of it. Obviously there's going to be days where you're really tired and you didn't sleep well. So you're not going to feel like doing the things, you know, but it's okay to also rest.
Yeah. And like, I feel like you also should like know as well when it's time to like snap out of it.
Yeah.
And I do notice that when you try and give yourself perspective in a way where maybe you like laying in your bed and your curtains are open and you're like looking at the sky and you're like, okay, cool, so this is good today, this is good today, this is good today. And then at least just try and like force it in a way as much as you can. But I always get excited to see you because
same.
Because like I feel like it's nice to have like because I have such a boy brain, so like so much, like it's nice to kind of be around like feminine energy.
Yeah, I also feel that need sometimes if I'm like around Brandon and like our other friend too much. I'm like, I need to speak to a girl. Like I can't be around guys. Or as much as I love them and whatever, I'm like, I need to speak to a woman. Like
it's nice.
I need to have that energy.
Stuff,
yeah, exactly. And it's like stimulating in a different way. Like, because you can't, the guys don't understand a lot of the stuff that we talk about because it's not relevant to them. So sometimes you need, and like, I don't have any girl, like sisters, you only have brothers. Yeah. So like, you know, I like to, if I need that, I like go to Nicole a lot and like we'll talk or chat or like whatever, you know, I just need to be like around a girl sometimes.
No, literally. And I feel like I get so much good information from you about like girl stuff. Like whether it's like cycle syncing or like what birth control is good, like how it affects your body. Like it's nice to have someone that I'm like comfortable, like I can ask you anything, like I can ask you about like sex positions, and like I feel comfortable enough to like ask you stuff, which is nice to like have a girl that you can like just like
again like also like a bit of a change of perspective, you know, because sometimes you're in like that masculine energy, you know,
like, where guys tend to sexualize absolutely
everything.
And but sometimes you just have a really good technical question or like something that you need help with.
And sometimes the internet's not always like you get a lot of information, but sometimes you just need someone that you know has like experienced it or that you can relate to or whatever.
And you make things less uncomfortable.
Yeah, of course. Like because also on the internet it's difficult. You can't ask questions back and forward and like you know. But also then I said like learn a new skill. Which
so
is
your
like that
skill is baking.
Yeah, I wanna because I was also like in this kind of economy, like job stability and stuff isn't a thing. Like it's good to always have other skills that's not just your job. You know, so I was like, I need to just learn something else, just like broaden my horizon. So that was the other, like one of the things I wrote down, and I said like creativity breeds more creativity. Once you get that spark, like it keeps going. So like learn a skill. There's so many free things to learn on YouTube. Do something with your hands. We're so in our head all the time. Do something physical. Take up crocheting, take up knitting, take up sewing or whatever. Like you can start with really cheap materials because you don't know if it's ever gonna like, if you're going to keep doing it. But sometimes you're like, okay, I don't like sewing, maybe I like crocheting or whatever, and then like the ball just keeps rolling the more you do it, you know. So
or even if you're just like something I like to do is I like to paint. So like you don't have to be like the best at something to enjoy it, just like with baking, but like even just doing creative stuff like that.
But like even if you want to paint furniture, like it's something you're doing with your hands, change your furniture around, paint one of your stools or one of your benches or something like pink. I don't know, like
I feel
put
like
something out there.
Exactly.
You know?
I just feel like I agree with you. Like creativity, like especially for females, it's like at the center. Like
it's intuitive.
Yeah,
you have to look inside to sometimes get the
and
ideas.
sometimes
you know?
it really helps us like to regulate our emotions.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
express
It's good for
ourselves.
anyone. Like art has always been like a good form of therapy for people. Like you don't have to become Picasso or like Beethoven
Vincent Van
or
Gogh.
whatever. Hey?
Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah, or whatever. Like, you know, just try. And it's okay to also fail at something that you're just doing to enjoy it. Like, not everything has to be valuable. Not everything has to make you money or be productive. Like, you need to get in touch with that like creative side. And there's lots of people like that are very analytical in the way that they see the world, and everything's very black and white, and that can become very exhausting. You in your head too much, and you analyze your emotions instead of feeling them. And sometimes just working with your hands helps your body relieve the stress that you don't even know that you're holding, you know, like in your shoulders,
or dancing around your living room.
Like literally put on your favorite music, like, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like from like a standpoint for maybe if like you guys feel like you don't have like purpose, I think it's very important. The thing that I did when I felt like really low is just write down like things that you're passionate about, then write down what you're good at, and then try and figure out a way that you can either use that to like make money from it and create a career out of it, or you can kind of do it every day as a hobby.
Yeah.
Like just something
or
that
add
like,
value to someone else's life or whatever, you
so
know.
something that like once like that you want to jump out of bed for.
Yeah.
And if it can't be like your full-time career right now, I think it's so important to like just try
to work on it, even just for your own enjoyment. It can become a career, it might not be, but like, you know.
Yeah, so I think it's just about finding something that brings you
inspiration. And if you don't know, like I didn't know baking was going to become like an inspiration. Like it sounds so like, I don't know, because I've only just started baking like a week or two ago, but I've already bought like new stuff and whatever. But like sometimes you don't know that it's going to be a passion of yours or something that you enjoy until you do it. Like you need to like step out of, you know, it's very basic as baking. It's not like world changing or whatever. But for me, it's like it's not something that I very like have done. Like I know how to cook and everything, but the very creative side of me is, you know, I don't know. So just like do something new, even if it's literally just random. Like just randomly choose something, you know.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
To
do
get
something
out of
new. I like that.
Yeah, just. Anything new, and it doesn't have to be world changing. It doesn't have to be
rocket
the
science.
next invention or the next big thing on social media. Just do it because you want to do something different. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's good. I just like it is also important that a lot of the time, if you're in a funk, it's maybe because you're not getting the rest you need. Like rest can also be productive, but when you resting too much is when it becomes rotting. You know, so. Realize that rest can be productive, and you need to rest so that you can give more of yourself in all aspects of your life. But then also like obviously everything needs balance. We've said this in probably every episode. Everything needs balance, you know. So yeah, just also don't beat yourself up if you do need a day to rot and just get your mind off things. It's been a hectic week or whatever, but then the next day try not to do it again, you know, unless you're actually ill or whatever. But you know, don't overwork yourself, but don't also like be underproductive, if that makes sense. Find everyone's balance is also different. So but don't beat yourself up about it if you are in a funk. Like,
have you heard about that? What is that challenge called that a lot of people are doing? I can't think.
That's 70 hard.
Yes.
I could never. I'm sorry. That's too much.
So I feel like if you kind of simplify something like that, because I did read up about like what it entails.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you do like the basic things and kind of just accommodate it into your lifestyle.
Back to basics.
So like, for example, like reading 10 pages a day. I know that helps me mentally.
Yeah.
Working out, like even if it's just for like a 10-minute walk.
A walk,
Just looking at like foods that you're eating that are like giving you low energy and foods that are actually fueling your body, and then obviously hydrating. Like
I actually wrote eat a nutritious meal as one of the things to feel motivated, because I think you also tend to like comfort eat in the thing. So it's good you brought that up, and I just feel like don't make yourself eat a salad if you don't want to, but like have an egg on toast for breakfast that you know is going to fuel you for the day. Obviously, if you're feeling low energy, you're going to be stuck in that funk. So it's like nice that you brought up the 70 hard, even though like I looked at the 70 hard, I was like, oh, maybe there's something I could do, and I'm like, That's too hard.
No,
but there's the 70 soft as well or something, which is similar.
I like to simplify it. Like I don't like, I kind of just like try and incorporate it into like how I would do it. Because I'm not like a huge gym junkie.
Yeah, you're not gonna work out twice a day.
Yeah, like I like to work out because it like makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Not like necessarily to be like.
But it's a good starting point to like see.
So I feel like if you're trying to create like structure or like a new routine, it's good to start off with like just that's like so basic. Those 5 things.
Yeah.
And then obviously like hydrating, that helps a lot.
Of course, yeah, always. I also feel like I haven't been drinking enough water lately, and that's probably why I've got like that brain fog kind of thing. So I've been forcing it. Yeah, I need to. Actually, the last few days I have been like forcing, and I can feel that I feel better than I have the last like 2 or 3 weeks.
Do you know what helps a lot? Like, because I'm so lazy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But like I have a glass water jug in my fridge, but I find that when I buy like a bottled water, and it's just chilling on the counter, I'm gonna drink the water.
Yeah, I have I bought like one of those glass Valpre bottles. I'm like, okay, I can reuse it.
Yeah.
If it's full, I'm gonna drink it. You know. So and like I filled the fridge like dispenser, and I would drink whatever. But when it's not in there, then I don't drink water, and it's like, but I need it anyway, so I might as well just pour myself a glass. But yeah, so also like make things easy for yourself as well. Like don't overcomplicate your thing, like everything, because your brain is gonna go back and like try to, you know, put you in that survival mode. So
yeah, it's like I know what you mean. Like when you start overwhelmed, when you're trying to like change your life like in a day,
too much.
And then you're like, I'm not doing this again. Yeah, then you're just like overwhelmed.
Yeah, but that's why it's as simple as eating a nutritious meal. It's as simple as just putting on a song, dance for 2 minutes, and you'll feel so much better afterwards. I know a lot of the time it's so difficult to get you to do that. Like to get to that point, you think to yourself, I want to do this, I want to do that. But honestly, that's the most difficult part, because once you start, it's so easy. And it's very, like I said, it's easy to tell someone to like, just get up and do something. But you do have to eventually decide for yourself, like, I'm going to do it. It's a split-second decision as well, you know? So do it for yourself. I don't know. I don't know anything else inspirational to end off with. So.
Yeah, no, I feel like my advice is just try and squeeze the most out of like the most joy you can out of your day, even if it's just like going outside and like
practice gratitude. They say like if you practice gratitude every day. So I try to before bed like list 3 wins for the day, even if it's something small, like I made myself a really good meal, I got this task done that have been whatever, because you know when you tick off something on a list, it makes you feel more productive. So
like I appreciate you being like so open and honest. Like I feel like it's important and so relatable. So yeah, is there anything else you want to like speak about? Are we good?
No, we're good. I think got a lot of things out there. Hopefully people can take something away from this episode, even if it's just one tip that you're going to employ, you know. So yeah, I wish everyone the best and that inspiration finds you.
Yeah, like I hope that if you're wanting to like exit your lazy girl era, and you're like looking to really start changing your life slowly and start like really enjoying life, and you want to live maybe like a softer life, try out our tips and like let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know if it helps. I would like to know if it helps, because this is stuff that helps us that we know, and also what helps other people might not, you know.
Yeah,
so let us know your tips if you have any.
Yes, please. I'm always open to to learning about new things, so please do. But thank you guys so much for listening. Demi, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I love having you on the pod. Okay, so new podcast episodes every Wednesday. I also have a book called Bright Days Ahead. It is available on Amazon. And also check out my YouTube channel, guys. Like I upload every Monday. And don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and follow the podcast.
And rate the podcast, please, on Spotify.
Please, like it's really easy. Like trust me. All right, well, anyways, I will see you guys soon, and yeah, bye.
Bye.